guys? Welcome back to the Cry Wolf Comics YouTube channel. My name's Andrew. Today's video is going to be slightly different. We're going to do a little draw and talk video today. I was talking to a couple of my buddies. I go to this art group every week, and we call ourselves the Art Homies. So me, my buddy Freddie, and my buddy Micah, we were hanging out talking, and I've asked some opinions about what they thought about the videos I put out lately. Micah came up with a good idea saying that I need to elaborate a little bit more on my videos, especially my last one was a little short, and I agree with him.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I thought I'd do a couple quick examples going over the stuff I've talked about so far in the videos I've done. Well, today we're going to talk about the brainstorming, so we're going to do a little bit of mind mapping, and then if I have some time, I'm going to do a character sheet. So let's jump right into it. So normally when I start brainstorming, I generally have no idea what I want to do. That's the whole point you're doing the brainstorming. So what I like to do, start off with our genre. Let's figure out what genre we want to do. So we got action, got my favorite, horror, we got sci-fi, comedy, romance. So now that we got our genres picked out, now we can kind of branch off some different ideas for each one. So sci-fi, you got space travel, you got futuristic, droids, horror, we got vampires, we got werewolves, my personal favorite. You got creatures, slashers, and then you just keep branching on, so on to the different subcategories. I kind of want to either jump into one of these two. I haven't done too many sci-fi stories. I did one story called Celestial, which was kind of a sci-fi horror. I generally tend to do more in the horror stuff. But I've never done... I'm kind of interested in doing something with vampires and sci-fi. Yeah, I like that. So let's jump to our next thing. So now that we got kind of the genre picked out, the goal here is now we're trying to answer the what, the who, the where, the when, the why, and the how. That's what we're kind of trying to answer right now with our mind mapping. So we know we're doing vampires and sci-fi. Vamps, sci-fi. Okay, so now let's start branching off and coming up with some ideas. Okay, vampires need blood to survive. Okay, so they needed blood, so say vampires got tired of finally living in the shadows and decided to just take over, right? So they took over Earth. Took over Earth. Okay. So they took over Earth, so what's the big deal that they took over Earth? Well, say food is running out. So food's running out. Why are they running out when people are cattle? Well, say these people are cattle, but they're stop having kids. Because they're trying to starve the vampires. Okay. Okay, so now, how can we incorporate sci-fi elements? So we're in a futuristic world. Future. Oh god, that's horrible writing. I have straight chicken scratch, guys. It's hard to write to on the Cintiq. The glass is just kind of makes it weird to write on. So future. I want to do some space travel. Okay. So how can we incorporate these ideas? So we know it's in the future. We know they have advanced technology for space travel. Well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, they stopped having kids and the food supply is running out, so the vampires need to explore space for a new food source. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that would be kind of interesting. They're traveling around space. They're trying to find an alien race to harvest a new food, harvest their blood. Okay, so like I said, we're trying to answer these questions up here. So we already kind of got most of the stuff answered. So what's the what? Our what? What? When? Why? Where? And how? So what's our what? The what is vampires have taken over the world. But need to find new food source. That's our what. So the when takes place in the future. The why do they need to find a new food source? People are dying and not reproducing. So where it's going to take place in a couple different places. We got Earth, space, alien planet. And our how. Our how's going to be how do they take over vampires? Oh no. How are they going to find new food source? So how are they going to find their new food source? Through space exploration. So we kind of got these questions figured out. So the next thing I would do, kind of just get a rough idea of what my story is going to be. So I already know. So say, So we have vampires taking over the world, but they need to find a new food source. It takes place in the future. People are dying because they're not reproducing. That's going to take place in Earth, space, and an alien planet. Not necessarily all three of those. I might just pick one or two. And the how is through space exploration. All right, cool. So we got a pretty rough idea. So now next, we're going to kind of figure out the characters. Who are the characters of my story? I want to take this into a short mini comics, 5 to 10 pages tops, just to kind of walk you guys through the whole process. So we're just going to maybe only do like 1 or 2 characters for this because we don't need a lot. Like I said, this is just going to be a short little comic for this example. So who are our characters? So Traveler. So our Traveler is going to be Jeremy. Okay. Jeremy's our traveler. And then our alien. We got our traveler and our alien so far. I think that's all the characters we need for this short story. So now, let's do a little bit of character exploration and kind of understand who our character Jeremy is. All right, so we just talked about the brainstorming. We came up with the idea for our story. So now we're going to do the character sheet. We're going to do a little bit of character exploration like I talked about in the second video I did. I found this sheet online. The Hirohiko Araki template that someone made. Let's give a shout out to the guy that made it at StillAjax on Instagram.com. I just Googled the Hirohiko history sheet and I found this on there. Someone made a PDF template for it. Very awesome. Appreciate it very much. If you ever see this video, StillAjax, you're the man. Okay. So now let's kind of go over this and just dive into it. So we know we have our character Jeremy. We're going to call him Still. Jeremy Still, to give a shout out to our buddy here, StillAjax. So Jeremy Still is our character's name. Let's say he's 32. He's a male. His birthday, if he's 32, male, and he's born in the future. Oh, man. We'll come back to that. His blood type, O positive. If I knew how to spell, that'd be awesome. Positive. There we go. Oh. Come back. Nope. This is embarrassing. Okay. So his birthplace. We can make up a city, or we can just use say he's from New York. He's a New Yorker.
I'm from New York.
Alright, his height, let's say he's 6 foot. He's the ideal man. His weight, let's put him at 225. Hair color, brown. Eye color, brown. His eyesight, 20/20. Handness, we're going to make him a lefty because I'm a lefty. His voice type, when I imagine the character talking, it'd be somewhat deep.
Surprise, motherfucker.
But not extreme, but not too bad. But not super deep. So our histories. I think what I'm going to do for the story is I'm going to play it off as if Jeremy was a human that was able to escape the planet, and he's going to kind of go into some of the backstory of how Earth was taken over, and I'll do like flashback shots of that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then when he finally lands on the alien planet, he's going to come out, and it's going to turn out that he's the vampire, and he's going to start attacking the aliens and then unleash other vampires to try to take over the planet. I think that'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of fun. So history of surgery, cavities, or illnesses. His illness, he is a vampire.
I didn't need to see that.
And remember, guys, like when you guys are doing these character history sheets, you don't have to go so deep into every character, just the main ones that are going to push your story. And it's up to you how deep you want to go into this, Like I said, all this stuff can help you later. Like if you start talking about, well, does he have any type of scars or burn or any type of skin damage or birthmark? Scar across his cheek. No tattoos. So other distinctive characters or characteristics. So how do I imagine this character looking? Let's say he's tall, slightly built, or medium built, handsome, dangerous, eyes. So give him that kind of sinister look. Race, white, religion, in A, because he's a vampire, so he don't believe in anything anymore. Criminal record, we don't need to go into that. Because like I said, we're not going to a super deep dive story. This is just a short story. Formative experiences. Was captured by the vampires early in his life and spent time training to become an astronaut. Of course, Base exploration. Sexual history. So does he have any lovers? So he's not married. Left his girlfriend behind to take on this important mission. We're not going to go into detail of whose girlfriend is. People the subjects look up to, the vampire leader, dreams for the future. To complete his mission and help the vampire race spread. So what is his fears? His big fear is failing his mission. So like I said, this is kind of just going over the character sheet. So just go through each one of these sections. Add as much information as you think you're going to need to be able to break down who your character is and just to learn more about him. And in the next video, we can go and we'll make up some designs of our character here. I'm going to try to do a short mini comic just to go through you guys as example. I mean, like I said, I don't want to do nothing too long because I'm working on my main comic book right now. So I thought this would be kind of fun to walk you guys through this process and really see how I do things. So hope you guys enjoy the video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks. Bye.